Greetings. I received a message in December 2024. At the time, I felt your words deeply, but I also knew the moment to respond had not yet arrived. Only now, months later, does the timing feel aligned. Now the soul says, speak. Sometimes we must wait, not out of hesitation, but because something sacred within us is still forming its answer. What follows is not a prescription or a declaration of truth for all. It is the sharing of one path, one lens. Take what resonates, leave the rest. The deepest wisdom will always come from within you. I do not claim to have all the answers. I speak from my lived experience, from sacred training, and from many quiet moments of truth, which were born through pain and prayer. In these words, if these words serve you, may they offer reflection and remembrance. So, the law of karma is not a judgment, it is not a reward nor a punishment. It is a divine rhythm, a living current that moves through all life. It responds not to appearances but to intention. Every thought, every word, every action becomes a seed. That seed returns as experience, not to punish, but to teach. What is sown will return to the sower. This return may take a moment, a lifetime, or even many, but it comes, not to destroy, but to bring awareness, not to shame, but to initiate growth. We each enter this life carrying sacred agreements. We are here to meet certain lessons, to refine the soul, to remember the self beneath all illusions. And when another interferes, especially with a path that is aligned to higher service, it is not just a disruption of a person's life, it is a disruption of a harmony, a misalignment within the greater web. Control, mimicry, envy, these are not surface issues. They are signs of a soul that has forgotten its light, of a self still searching for meaning outside itself. And yet, the seeds of envy bear bitter fruit. These acts generate karma, not only for the individual, but sometimes for those who come after them, because energy once sent must find its resolution. So, jealousy, hatred, resentment, these are not just simple emotions, they are like states of being. They lower our frequency, they narrow our vision, they keep us caught in fear. And fulfillment can never arise from these states because they are not aligned with the heart of the soul. They are not aligned with truth. The impulse to copy or sabotage another's purpose comes from a fractured self, from a belief that power is limited, that love is scarce, that worth is comparative. But the soul's power does not come from comparison, it comes from alignment. It comes from living the life that was uniquely crafted for you. Seek not outward for what you already are within. Authenticity is a frequency, it is a sacred vibration, and it cannot be imitated, it can only be remembered. There are some souls who are divinely protected, not because they are better, but because the paths hold keys for others, because their timing is not just their own. And to interfere with such a path is to misalign yourself with the currents of divine order, and then it creates disruption, and that disruption then will return to you. Sometimes it comes back as confusion, as loss, sometimes as deep, like haunting questions such as, why do we feel so far from peace? And the soul always answers, because you have forgotten who you are. You've forgotten who you are because you have tried to walk a path that is not yours. But the divine does not abandon, even in karmic return. Grace is always present. And there is always a way back. The way back begins with honesty, with the courage to look inward and say, yes, I have acted in fear. Yes, I have let envy speak for me. Yes, I forgot. And then you must choose differently. For humility is not weakness, it's the power in its truest form. It is the knowing that all blessings are part of a greater flow. That when we lift another, we rise with them. Celebrate the light in others, honor their path. Give up the illusion of competition because your soul has its own rhythm, its own beauty, its own glory. Can you not see that? But when we recognize the divine in others, we awaken it within ourselves. And so remember that this is the path of return from separation to unity, from fear to remembrance, from ego to essence. So let me leave you with this now. Authenticity is the only gateway to true peace. To live in alignment with your essence is the greatest act of spiritual liberation. And when you choose integrity, humility, and love, you align yourself with the deepest current of freedom. So, do you know who you are? It's time for you to find the beauty within yourself. And so it is.